Up north, shall we? We've talked about it over the summer. It seemed to go a bit quiet, but over the last 24 hours, once again, Barcola to Liverpool seems on the cards, Jules?
Yeah, he's pretty much done. We were told today, I think he's waiting in Paris to get the final green light to travel to Liverpool to pass his medical. So probably tomorrow or certainly over the weekend. So this one will be done before the end of the transfer window without too many difficulties, really. And it's an interesting one because I think the PSG was just waiting for Liverpool to make a new offer. They made one a couple of weeks ago. We reported that, and we reported on the website on Tuesday night that talks have been really positive on that day, and that at the end of Tuesday night, everybody, the three camps, Barcola and his entourage and Moussa Sissoko, his agent, PSG and Liverpool, were quite positive that this one would go through. For PSG, you cannot say no to that. From that money, it's up to 120 million pounds. That's up 140 million euros with add-ons for a player who's a sub for your team. You know, if it'd been Kvaratskhelia or Dembele or even Desiré Doué, I think PSG would have never opened the door. Barcola has been great for the team at times, especially the season before last, where he had really good numbers. Last season, he struggled a little bit more with his end product and some of his fitness as well. If you get 140 million for a player who is a sub for you, you cannot not let go. They were just waiting for that offer. I think it took Liverpool a bit of time to get there eventually, but they have 100 million plus 20 in add-ons. I think at the end of the day, everybody is happy with that. And Barcola had agreed personal terms a long time ago with Liverpool, so he's very happy to come to the Premier League.
Talk to me about the fact now this is a completely new front line for Liverpool over the last 12 months. And you've got Isak, you've got Florian Wirtz, and now you're going to have Barcola.
Right, so there's two bad ones.
The first two have struggled, yeah?
Yes, big time.
The first two, so I suppose my concern would be as a Liverpool fan, it goes, here's another new face. Can he actually do something for us? Because what we've seen from our transfers that have come in of late, they've really let us down.
I don't know. I can't answer that question. I don't know how... I don't know what's going to happen to Florian Wirtz. I really don't. They've only played one game this season, right? So maybe we should wait till another 6, 7 or 8 games. And if it's still in the same path, then I do think we're going to have a conversation about this guy might just have to go back to Germany. They might have to cut the losses with him. And as for Alexander Isak, he said it was a problematic transfer, but that was a lot to do with himself. So he's only got himself to blame in a sense for some of the things that went on. He can't legislate for injuries, but he's got to get himself fit. And he's got to get his old pecker up and look as if he's the confident player that was performing for Newcastle United and does perform for Sweden. Because he looks to me, and Stevie was sort of backing him up a little bit at Newcastle, saying, well, you know, he was getting a lot of stick. To me, that was telling me a lot about his personality. He knew he was going to get pelters going back into Newcastle, but he let it get to him. It's not a problem when other fans boo you. It's a problem when your own fans boo you. And Newcastle are not his own fans anymore. And what I saw from him at Newcastle at the weekend was a player that was almost happy to shy away from it. So I think there's a lot of question marks about those two. And can they ever be the players at Liverpool that they were at Leverkusen and Newcastle? Nobody can sit here and no person can sit here and say, yeah, they're going to be great again. We don't know. We don't know. So these are big risks. Obviously, Barcola is a slightly younger player. He's, as Jules mentioned, he's not always been first choice, but we know he's supremely talented. Now he has a platform, you would imagine. He has a platform. But somebody in this front line is going to have to perform.
Yep.
And whether he's the spark that gets the others going, I don't know. I don't see how a Barcola introduction is going to all of a sudden make a number 10 play better. I just don't see how that's going to work. So there's a lot of stuff for Andoni Iraola to work out. But what I can say is at least Liverpool are showing some desire to go and try and bring in better players and help the new manager. Because they're looking at their squad, they're a little thin on the ground still.
Well, but this is a squad that's got the most expensive front line in the Premier League, almost 500 million now. Jules, with Barcola coming in, and I suppose Craig asked the question there, can he provide the spark that this team so desperately needs to get Wirtz, to get Isak going?
You know what? Yeah, it's a great question. And by the way, you said that for that front three, but No. Before you go, Frankie, there's that we mentioned that front three of Isak, Wirtz, and Barcola for up to £500 million. Really, there's still nobody to play on that right hand side. So still nobody has replaced Mo Salah on that right hand side. You can have Barcola playing there and Gakpo on the left. Sure, you could have young Rio and Gomua on that right hand side. You can even put Chiesa there. But there's still a massive piece of your attacking jigsaw missing. And yet you spend £500 million already on the other three. And I agree with Craig. We're not sure about Wirtz and Isak. With Barcola, what we know for sure is in the games where there will be space, he's wonderful. The sky is the limit in terms of talent for him. He needs to work on the final product, on his end product, his finishing, his final decision, when to cross, when to shoot, all of that will come. But the Premier League is ruthless as well. But there will also be game where it's a low block against them. It's a compact team, a compact defense, a very aggressive defense. And Barcola would have to find something else than just running into space because there won't be space. So it'll be very interesting, even for his own development at 23, 24 now, to see how well he adapts to those kind of games in the Premier League, which is obviously, compared to Ligue 1, just another planet. It's just another world. So I love this move for Barcola. He really wanted it. I think Liverpool badly need his qualities of pace and skills and movement and all of that. This is great. We'll see how much PSG will miss him or not. The season will tell us. But for Bradley himself, this is a great move, but he will have to make that step up, and that's not guaranteed either.
I know you hated this conversation when you were in Spain, from Stevie and I were having it, and this is like 100 million, you mentioned it, £500 million on those three players. And you watched them at the weekend again, and they've got two horrible fullbacks.
Yep.
That's not going to...
Did you say Frimpong could walk under this table? I thought that's a great line.
He could walk out.
Even Jules couldn't do that.
They have got two, and now I'm sorry to say that about Kerkez because he was a good player at Bournemouth.
Right.
He's a shadow of what he was, and you can sign all these players and do all you want, right? But they've got a youngster in Xhaka, they've got Arojo, we'll see how much he plays, but they've got a youngster beside Van Dijk, who, by the way, Frank's friend, Van Dijk, another one, who, again at the Newcastle game, wasn't pulling out anything to go and help other players, was looking around again, and then you put the two fullbacks in place who are struggling like hell still. You can spend whatever you want up there. Unless you're scoring 4 or 5 goals every game, 3 and 4 goals every game, you can put what you want up front because you're going to get beat with what you've got at the back at this moment in time, and that would be a worry. Never mind who's going to score the goals, never mind who's going to do that, never mind who's going to do all the exciting stuff. Who's going to defend in this Liverpool team?
Frank?
Well, I'm happy for Barcola because, as you all said, he needed to find a place maybe where he can play a little bit more than Paris Saint-Germain. But I think there are some clubs that have too much money. They don't know what to do with it, and they are spending like that, And I agree 100% with Craig. They didn't need a guy like that at front. Gakpo is maybe the only one who was pretty good last game. The left side, that Ekitike is going to come back as well, so they're going to be in competition, all the three of them. But you have nobody on the right side when you need another fullback. Maybe we have to wait for Kerkez. I believe that he's capable of doing better. Remember Cucurella, the first year at Chelsea, that was awful, and we were wondering £60 million for that. The guy is, at the end of the day, was absolutely fantastic. So hopefully for Kerkez it's going to work. But also in the middle of the park, they need some people. If you need to spend money in the right places. So therefore, not on the left side, maybe on the right side, or maybe in the middle of the park, maybe as wing back, but never where it's already crowded. And again, I want to know who are those people who have so much money that they don't care. 100 million, go for it.